The messenger become the enemy of the state. That is what is happening in Uganda right now. Journalists are being targeted by members of the military. I'm now joined by my colleague, that is David Ijo, who was actually roughed up. He only survived by the mercy of some border guys who whisked him away. David Ijo, good afternoon. How are you doing right now, sir?
I don't think it's a good afternoon.
Indeed.
Doing well.
Indeed. Indeed. Bring us up to speed with what happened today.
We started out the day very well at this very polling station in Angola Kazo, after receiving a tip that there was a bit of chaos due to delay of electoral materials being brought to this polling station. So we went out there very well, the way we are, the four of us. And at the time we reached there, managed to do interviews, the clips that you've just seen of Dr. Hilderman, did all this from there.
Who was also taken away.
Then we retrieved to go to other polling stations because we are doing a story of different polling stations. And we went to another polling station, that is Kawempe Church of Uganda Primary School, to witness one of the candidates, the NUP candidate Nalukola, casting his vote. Right after that polling station, we again came back to Mbogo to witness what is on ground. So from Mbogo, we were told that one of our colleagues, Hasfa, the one that you've just seen on
yes, the lady.
The lady was beaten and her camera destroyed. So we quickly rushed back to Angola Kazo, one, to check on Hasfa's situation, but also to establish what is there, since we are working. We want to tell a story out there. And we got calm had been restored while at Angola Kazo. So I was in touch with my producers back here in studio, just about to go live a few minutes ago to give an update. Before I could go live, one of the candidates, Sadat Muchiri, Khalifa Ganaga, came in to cast his vote. And just before I could go live, I quickly asked my camera person that before I go live, you first collect some cutaways of Khalifa Ganaga, casting his vote. And as Kabugo was in the process of filming Aganaga casting his vote, I stretched my eyes and saw UPDF guys holding black wire cables, sloping, and I sensed danger. I quickly ran to where Kabugo and Tamale and Abu and Francis Isaano were, because they were all capturing this moment, and told them, guys, I think we need to hide the cameras, it's not safe. As they were hiding the cameras like this, they were commanded by a guy in layer who was masked up, holding a wire cable. And as the camera guys were trying to, dismantle their cameras and hide them, the security guys just came and started asking for their cameras one by one. Wow. Which they gave. They didn't hesitate. In the process of giving, another one shouted an order that you arrest whoever is putting on press. Let us take them. So I was standing next to Kabugo. They pulled Kabugo. Then they pulled Isaano. So I was in the middle, and Raymond Tamale and Kabale were behind me, and Abu. So in the process of us being taken to the drone, Tamale was beaten with a wire cable at the back. I had the sound of the jacket, the bulletproof jacket. So I just had a sound, ta. So in the process of beating, the rest started running. Now, I happened to be standing next to some of the voters who were watching what was happening, and quickly, one of the voters just pulled me by my hand, threw me to their side, and then they quickly came and hid me so that these other guys cannot see me. So as they were hiding me like this, the rest were being beaten and being taken to the drone. So I didn't witness the part of them being taken to the drone. I was only told that your colleagues have been taken to the drone. And then they told me your other colleague who was putting on a helmet, because it was Tamale, was badly beaten. Wow. So I also learned that Kabale was also pulled by other people and hid in another shop. So I took refuge in I don't know, like a Rolex kind of a shop. These chapati guys, they hid me there for about 15 minutes, and after, They asked me to remove my press jacket, my bulletproof, and everything I had that identifies me. And they asked me to entrust it with them. I'll pick it at a later stage. So they whisked me away through another behind door of this shop, put me on a border, and then brought me to the main road. And then they told me, run back to office if you can. So that's how I linked up with the driver, Egesa, and he brought me back here. Indeed,
journalism is not a crime.
Yeah.
Do you really feel like we are being targeted by members of the military?
Clearly we are being targeted because, like I told you, I saw them coming, and then I came back to inform my colleagues, put the cameras down. They came direct to us, nothing else.
Arrest everyone with the press jacket.
Before we could come back to Kazo, we were told an NBS journalist, Waswa, was beaten and his camera was taken away. Same to Hasfa. So when we came, before we could go live, I asked these guys, put down your cameras. They came straight to press. They didn't tamper with anyone, not even supporters who were around there, because the first imagination or thought was the opposition supporters would be the first target, maybe something like that, because there were actually many. But these guys just came direct to where we are standing, and we are standing as a team, all of us, the NBS crew, the NTV crew, we are all standing as one. But then they came direct to us, so it is clear we are just being targeted. I understand, because I made phone calls to other. After that moment, I started making phone calls to other colleagues, and I understand other colleagues from other polling stations were also the same. They were not being allowed to record. A colleague from BBS, his footage was forced, he was forced to delete footage. Another colleague, Kanari Mugumi, was nearly slapped. So it is, I think, all over.
Meaning members of the military want to do something shoddy behind the scenes, in the dark, something that Ugandans won't be able to see.
That is something I can't establish, but from what is happening.
With the heavy deployment we are seeing, could you say that is the reason why we are seeing a low turn-up in Kawempe North of voters coming to the polls?
Voters are actually turning up from what I saw. The turn-up is high, but
no intimidation.
There is a lot of intimidation and tension. A lot of intimidation and tension. Security forces are deployed everywhere.
David Ijo, one of the journalists who are on the ground in Kawempe North, and also bore the brand of security's harshness in that regard. I'm very, very sorry for what you went through, dear brother.
I'll be okay. I just pray my colleagues are safe, and please just release Raymond Tamale, Dennis Kabugo, Francis Isaano. Release them.
Journalism is not a crime. We are only messengers. Kindly do not attack us. Do not attack the messengers. Release Raymond Tamale, release Abubaker Lubowa, release, whom else?
Dennis Kabugo.
Dennis Kabugo. Release Francis my brothers and all the other journalists at the other news stations. Kindly